Alright guys, welcome back to another 3D Printing Thursday. Actually, the second 3D Printing Thursday. Yeah, so kind of started the series and then left you guys hanging, but all for a good reason. As you can tell, we're on a different work service because we're actually on a real work service. This is the workbench that I got for Christmas. And so a lot of the top down videos, if not, well, actually all of the top down videos will be on this new bench. I can't wait to start making some more videos on here, and probably even get a wider view for the camera soon with a taller and better mounting system than the PVC that I have you guys on right now. Okay, so today we have a rival Artemis that I've had for a little while. I won it in a giveaway from Dart Escape, which is a pretty cool company that I can link in the description below. Check them out on Facebook if you happen to live near them. That's pretty cool. Sadly, I don't, but somehow I still won their giveaway. But today we'll be installing this Picatinny Rail and the stock attachment. Artemis is a little bit dusty because I just pulled it out of the garage bin where I keep spare blasters and or projects I haven't worked on, so I think I got most of it off. But yeah, so this will replace the rival rail with actual Picatinny, and then the stock piece will replace the sling point with a sling point and a stock attachment point. Rival Artemis is a solid platform, and I definitely like to use it at the next HVZ. To be honest, I really should have just used it at the Gators HVZ. That was in some of my previous videos, if you guys have been watching those. I think I would have survived a lot longer. Choosing to use the Alpha Trooper simply because magazine compatibility between players was probably not the best go, since a lot of people were using Rival anyways, and I could have just scavenged and topped off. I think I would have made it a lot further. But, you know, mistakes were made. First HVZ. We'll get it better next time. But for now, we're going to go ahead and install these parts and tell you what I think about them. So this first one is a Nerf Artemis Picatinny Rail. Both of these files are off of Thingiverse by a guy called Haphazardlynamed. This one I printed a bit of an angle like this. I did use supports. Technically I don't think you need to, but I was worried that since this is the only part touching the bed that it was going to come off. So I went ahead and used the supports anyways, because if this underside didn't turn out too good, I didn't really care. Because you're not going to see it, you're just going to see this top piece. But what's great about printing it sideways is that, unlike a lot of Picatinny rails that if you print straight up or like this, is that it came out very smooth, very nice finish because of that angle to it. It's probably one of my nicest Picatinny finishes to date, and I'm very happy with the print. Both of these parts were printed in rose gold silk PLA, so that's why they got that nice shine to them. And this print was also by Haphazardlynamed. This is the Nerf Artemis stock adapter. That's the exact title off of Thingiverse. Again, I'll have both of these linked in the description. Printed it like this on the print bed. I did use supports. It's kind of straggly. Luckily, you won't really see most of this, but the first layer is definitely good. Yeah, both came out really nice. I think I printed like 20% infill on this piece. Maybe, you know, I think I might have done 40 or 60 on this one, with like 3 walls, I think, on both. So there's a bolt that you can use to screw out. I think it's one of these screw posts here. I believe it's this one up top that you screw this out all the way through. You drill it out, and then you can put a bolt straight through. But I don't believe I will be running it that hard to need it. I think I'm pretty sure you can drop it in just as is without the bolt. So there's a second piece if you do choose to use the bolt that you print out as well to go with it. It's a small piece, but I didn't print it because I don't think I'll be using it. I've never cracked open an Artemis. It has a lot of gears, so let's hope that this goes well. Not sure if I'm going to leave this in. Probably will, just because I don't really care whether it's in or not. Some people I know it bothers them a lot to leave the safety in, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Overall, the Artemis is a great platform, and I mean, the Picatinny, I might put a sight on it, but probably not. I'll probably just do this because I like the finish of the rose gold. Plus, I know I'm not going to put a rival sight on there, so I definitely use Picatinny before I used a rival, but I'm probably not going to use either, so I'm just going to go for looks with this piece. This one's really going to be the functioning piece so that I can put a stock on it, help with that slam fire a little bit, and then also because it maintains the sling attachment point as well. And I really want to see how it feels with the stock. And if it doesn't have this, if I don't use the stock, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, you'll have this block on the end, but it's not going to hurt anything if you're not going to shoulder this anyways. It's too small to be a stock because it's not meant to be a stock. So I'm going to take these pieces and put them over there, and we're going to start disassembly. Okay, so we're into a problem already, is that these plates stop you from actually opening the grip. Because these are one solid piece. I don't know. Okay, we'll come back to that. I'm going to go ahead and undo the rest of the screws. We probably don't even need to, since I'm not doing a spring swap. I don't think we really need to even take that off. To get the top rail piece in, I'm going to actually flip you guys upside down for a second. You just have to take out the 2 screws, as I have just done. Should... Yep, comes right out. Perfect. And it's in. Don't take these screws out. You will not have a good time. It's not fun getting that little nub back in, as we've just learned. So unless you're doing a spring swap, and even then, you don't even have to take this out. I don't know why you didn't take, I thought you did, because it's not connected to anything. So, gosh, okay. So this piece on the back that was there, I was struggling because this actually has to go underneath that. So I've got to pop this off, then put the plates together with it on. There we go. So this piece needs to be seated in there. That way it's underneath that lip. That's why I couldn't put it in, because this was hitting that plate when I had it on there. Pop them back together. Now this should fit on there. Okay, we're done. We're back. Move some of this garbage out of the way. All right, so I don't ever want to take an Artemis again apart, like completely, put K26 in. I'll stick with the stock performance, especially since if I ever use this blaster as a primary, I'll be using it for HVZ, so it's not that big of a deal. For one, this grip is impossible. It's got a plate on the front and a plate on the back. Why would you do that? Okay. 2, this little nub that holds it back there is a pain in the butt, because I didn't realize until like 10 minutes of struggling with it, you have to have it, if it's over the holes, the nub just falls right in. You have to do it, you have to put the nub in back into that when it's over this, that way it stays in the thing. As far as the prints go, they're great. Okay, they fit the way they should. They're very snug. They're not wobbling. All right, so this one, let's see. To start off with, the slope on the Picatinny is a near perfect match to that of the one on the rival round. And it's great. It fits just the way it should. I'll grab my scope and my Picatinny sight in a minute, and we'll see if it fits on here. If it does, great print. I'd highly recommend it. You know, depending on your settings, could take an hour, could take a few. Depends if you're using supports or not. For me, I think it took about 3. You know, not too bad. I was using supports because I want to make sure, again, that bed adhesion was nice and it didn't go anywhere. Now, as far as its usefulness, it depends. Are you using a sight on your Artemis? If you are, do you really need to? What's the application? I mean, rival rounds are pretty accurate. but not really from that far away because they get a little bit floaty. So that's why I'm leaving this one stock again, not putting K26 or anything crazy in it. But do you need that power? Is it you're kind of balancing accuracy and power with rival when you put too big of a spring in these things. Again, they get floaty, they get weird, they kind of dip off after a distance. So for me personally, I'm putting this here for aesthetics and also to make the video for you guys. Woo. Okay, we're back. Again, can't wait to get rid of this PVC. 2, the second print, the stock adapter. This one is a bit of a pain. Okay, so for the rail, you'd undo these top 2 screws. For the stock adapter, you can do 1, 2. We have one more screw that got away. Alright, for this thing, you have to do 1, 2, and probably the third one as well here. So you have to undo 3 screws to get it on. You have to kind of pry your shell on both sides, take this black piece out, or I mean, if you can get it in there without taking the black piece out, go ahead by all means. And then you have to cinch these together and put it back in and clip it in. Once I figured out what I was doing, it wasn't that hard. So don't do more work than you need. Like, don't unscrew these. Don't unscrew the grip. It's not necessary. Just do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can leave this one in because you're not taking this whole plate off, because I'm pretty sure right here is where it tucks under this black plate, and it's not gonna happen unless you're taking the whole thing apart, which by all means go ahead, but good luck. It actually fits the shell very nice. It goes up and around here. It gives you that third post right there, which I don't really know why that's there or the reasoning, but it looks fine. It doesn't really mess with anything. Stock attachment point does work. I tested it prior to the video, and the sling mount is very nice. So it replaces the previous sling mount, which there's nothing wrong with this if that's what you want. And it moves the sling mount down a little bit. I actually lost my sling, so I can't test if it's better in that spot or not. Not that it really should matter too much, but you already also have one on the grip. So if you need more sling mounts, then you have a sling problem. But it's a very nice print. Both files are very nicely made. The guy does really great stuff on Thingiverse, and I appreciate people who share their files. When it's not, if you're not making a business out of it, share your files. I mean, I share all of mine. I could understand people like Out of Darts or other companies that that's their business. So them not sharing their files, that's how they're making money. That's how they're supporting themselves. It makes sense. But I like it when people share their files because it's how it's how you share the hobby with people, and so it's really a great thing when you can find a great file that fits what you need. Especially, there's a lot of people that aren't great at designing, and I'm one of them. I can do simple designs, I can do small things, and I've done multiple small designs, but they're not the best, but they fulfill the need that I set out to make. So the only thing with this one is that it doesn't follow the curve of the stock. It doesn't really need to, but it would be nice if it did. That's my only thing I can say about it. As far as it goes, is it doesn't follow the curve of the stock, but it's completely out of the way of your grip, and that's just kind of an aesthetic thing that I like. But other than that, this is really great because now, one, I know this one's mine, because odds of running across a set that's completely like this is highly unlikely. But again, great prints. If you have an Artemis and you're looking for something to print for it, make both these files, and maybe throw him $1 or $2 on his Thingiverse if you'd like. Great files. I commend him for his modeling. Overall, I would say print him out, but do notice there will be a kind of a struggle with this piece, but just only unscrew the parts that you need to. Leave this alone. Just do 2 for the top one. The Picatinny is really easy if you're entry-level modder and you just want to print something out real quick and install it. That'll take seconds. This might take a little bit. It took me like 10-15 minutes because I made a few mistakes, but you'll see all that in the time lapse. Yeah. Have a nice one, guys.